You want a Snapchat update?
Yeah, I do. The last time we talked, it was like 200 million snaps per day in June. What's up with that?
Yeah, we're seeing 350 million snaps sent every day now, which we're really excited about.
It's a big number.
Yeah, it's super cool. And I guess last month we saw a 50% lift in daily installs on Android, so our Android base is picking up really nicely, starting to compete with the iPhone crew, which is really exciting.
Do you think that other apps, other services, other social services are going to pick up on this? I mean, where do you see the market for just ephemeral content going?
I think the fundamental premise of Snapchat is that it's better and more fun if you delete everything except the things that are really important and you want to save. And currently the way that a lot of technologies work, that they save everything, and then you delete the things that make you feel uncomfortable.
Are you guys going to go into a different vertical maybe, just messages only, Snap Mail?
So, we've been spending a lot of time this summer thinking a lot about the future of the product. We hired this great guy named Nathan Jurgensen. He's a sociologist. And Nathan, one of the reasons why we hired Nathan is that he created this term digital dualism, which explains a way of thinking about the online or digital and analog world, saying that they're kind of separate, right? And so traditionally, a lot of product development in the technology sphere has tried to take experiences in the analog world, like our conversation, and bring them into the digital by creating something like video chat. We're kind of looking at a future where people acknowledge the hybridization of digital and analog, and appreciate and understand that they both affect each other.
And so without a feed, I mean, the way that a lot of these companies are monetizing is with their feed. I mean, what does that mean? Does that mean you might introduce a feed, or does that mean you're going to go a different route with monetization?
The way that we think about monetization has changed substantially, actually, I would say, since kind of the last time we talked. And we've looked to a role model of ours, Tencent, which is a really, really big company in China. They make the vast majority of their revenue off of in-app transactions. And what's fascinating about that is when Tencent really, started, when they really had to make money, there wasn't really a huge brand advertising market. So they couldn't just say, here's this bucket of billions of dollars, I'm going to take 5% of it, we're going to be a big company. They had to build things that people wanted to buy. And I think that's a really kind of scary challenge, right? To sit in a board meeting and say, rather than taking 5% of these billions of dollars in display ads, we're going to make stuff that people want. And that's a question mark. And so I think we're fortunate to have really, really great long-term investors that believe in our ability to do that. And I think there'll be great innovation along those lines.
Okay, sexting. It's out there. People are talking about it. The older groups especially they can't understand why young kids want to send messages that disappear, other than to be doing dirty things in those messages.
Well, I think every time I get this question, we have to remind people that Snapchat's not a great way to share photos that you want to keep safe or secret or highly secure, because the recipient can always take a screenshot. And it also turns out that people with a lot of money and time can hack into it or whatever, to betray your trust. So my message is really that we can't prevent people that are financially motivated with enough time and really want to betray your trust. We probably can't prevent that. So again, it's not a great way to send inappropriate photos.
What about native advertising? Because brands are chomping at the bit. I mean, they're already they're finding their own ways to get on. You know what I mean? The Taco Bell, I think, was the one that was like, follow us on Snapchat. We're going to send you snaps. I mean, are you going to give brands an opportunity to market through the app?
Our team is really interested in supporting people who don't have a marketing team and a big voice, right? So upcoming artists, right? People who are trying to be actors, et cetera. That to us is a lot more exciting. Supporting people in our generation who don't have a social marketing team, because the social marketing teams are always going to be able to figure it out and make it happen. We've seen a lot of these companies take initiative, like Taco Bell, for example.
Right.
So they're not the ones that I necessarily see as needing a lot of help. I'd like to create a space where people who have lots of talent but not a ton of reach can get at an awesome and informed audience.
Is there anyone in the space that you look at and you really want to learn from that is just doing things right and you kind of want to take some cues from them?
Well, I've been playing with this front back app recently. I'm not sure if we're going to take cues from them, but I think it's really fun. And the way that they articulate the personalization of photos, right? It's not just a pretty sunset, it's also your silly face and your experience of that moment, I think is really exciting to me.